Alright, I'm back home following the 2-1 home defeat against Manchester City, and here are my thoughts watching that performance. Now, I felt the referee ruined the whole game. I just think from the moment it kicked on and to the end, I just felt he ruined it. I don't want to talk about it too much, but I'm just going to briefly do it. I thought the way he kept blowing up for cheap fouls throughout the whole 90 minutes was just beyond pathetic. Obviously, we found out later that, well, I found out after the game that the build-up for the second goal from Manchester City was not handball. At the time, I thought it was handball. Obviously, the fans got really angry. But the amount of cheap fouls throughout the whole game, every time a City player went to ground, he was blowing for a foul where half of them weren't fouls. I've noticed it more when we've played against Arsenal and today. I don't know what it is with the top teams, but with the players themselves, they just instantly, when they get touch on the floor, touch on the floor. It's so frustrating to watch because, as you know, we are a physical side. We are going to be very defensive throughout the whole game, and we're going to be committing challenges in. But I don't think we could even play our own game because of the amount of times the ref kept blowing up for fouls. And then when it happened to us, it felt like there was no consistency with how the ref was blowing the fouls. You know, if it was in a Man City shirt, he would blow it. If it was in an orange shirt, there was no foul at all, and it just frustrated the life out of me a little bit. I just felt there was lack of consistency throughout the whole game, especially with the bookings. The bookings didn't make sense for both teams, in fact, not just for Luton, for both teams. I just felt the referee completely ruined the game, ruined the flow, and both teams just couldn't really get going because of the referee. So I'm not applauding that. Everyone's applauding him for playing the advantage for the first goal. I'm not having that. I felt, you know, another day with a different referee, they call a foul on Rodri going into Lockyer. So it's just, there's no consistency whatsoever, and it's starting to really get on my nerves. It's because they're just so in depth on what they can actually do when it comes to refereeing. But anyway, that's my bit on that. But overall, first half, I thought we were fantastic. I thought the game plan was brilliant. You know, getting the goal towards the end of the half was fantastic. Ross Barkley with some fantastic magic in the midfield, laying it down, laying it across to Townsend, who managed to pick out Elijah with a fantastic delivery, and Elijah rose above the defender and headed it home. Fantastic time to score as well, just before half time, and I thought it was a very good professional first half performance. What you did notice from Manchester City was the way they were moving the ball about. The 1-2 touch passing, you know, it was quick, it was fast flowing, and if we switch off, we were going to pay the price. And we did pay the price for about 5 to 8 minutes in the second half on where Manchester City got their 2 goals. It is frustrating, it really is. And I completely understand these boys are giving it their all. I know that, I can see it, you know, I'm not blind about that. I know they're working extremely hard, and I know they're trying their very best. But what we need to do going forward is make a decision. We are not good defensively. That is the problem at the moment. The problem isn't scoring goals. The problem for me isn't the midfield. It is defensively. We are not good enough. We are miles away from it. And that is the reality. That is the truth. We are not good enough at all. Lockyer, for me, is just not Premier League quality. I thought he could potentially be. I've seen him enough now. He's just not. He's too slow. Touches are nowhere near good enough. I love Lockyer, don't get me wrong. I do love him. But he's just not a Premier League defender. In fact, you could argue that majority of them are not Premier League defenders. And I understand that, and I get that argument. Trust me, I understand the argument that these boys are trying their very best. But they need help, and I feel like we can help them a little bit better than what we're doing. And it's the system for me. The 3 at the back system, I've never been a fan of it, and I know it's won us promotion to the Premier League. I am not a fan. I've never been a fan of it, but because it gets results for us sometimes, we've kept by it. I'm just not the biggest fan with it. We just they're just not good enough. And because they're not good enough, I feel like we need to just take a defender out and put another midfielder in. So then it changes the system a little bit. I personally believe that needs to change. Because these boys are not good enough and they need help. They do need help. In January, we have to be signing defenders. We need to try and find someone to help improve the back line, because if we don't, we're down. We really are down. And some people may say, Lewis, we were down before the season kicked off. Yeah, maybe. But I've seen us and I've watched us the last 10 games now. We have proven on multiple occasions we can compete at this level. You saw it today, you saw it against Arsenal, you saw it against these good sides. You've seen it plenty of times now that we can compete against the very best in the league and cause them problems. We just can't do one thing, and that is stopping goals going in the back of our own net. We stop that from happening, we will win more games, we will get more points, and we will climb up the table. Some people may say, it's not possible, Lewis, we can't, this is what we've got. Honestly, we can do it, but we're making it harder for ourselves. And when you're playing players like Amari Bell, who's not a natural centre half, as a centre half in the Premier League, when he's normally a left back, and he's making mistakes, because he made a mistake today. He was at fault for the second goal today with an awful ball, and he made an awful mistake against Arsenal. Those mistakes are costing us. It really is. And when you've got probably a more reinsured centre half there, who's got maybe a little bit of Premier League experience or just got a bit of better quality about him, those mistakes don't happen. And that's what we've got to try and find. I know these boys are trying really hard. Elijah Adebayo for me was man of the match today. I don't understand how Alfie Doherty got it, because I thought today was probably one of his worst performances this season. His deliveries were nowhere near, he kept making mistakes, he looked shattered, to be fair to him, and that's because he is putting a lot of hard work in, and I do understand that. We are just really close. We are really close to being able to compete properly, but that 5 or 8 minute spell, it's just killed us. It has killed us. Maybe City would have got a goal later on in the game, I don't know, but us switching off today has cost us the points. We could have got something from today, but because we switched off, we missed out on points. And it's gotten to me, because like, I know these boys are good enough to get them, and I know they are trying, and I'm looking around and we're all supporting them, and it's just, we're so close, and that's why it probably hurts a little bit more, because we are so close, but we're just still not getting those points. It's really frustrating. And obviously with every team winning yesterday, it hurts it probably a little bit more. If I'm being brutally honest with you, Everton are not going down this season. They're staying up. So the nearest club, above us in the Premier League is Nottingham Forest, and that's 5 points. 5 points already. We still got to play Newcastle, Bournemouth, Sheffield United, Chelsea. We've got to get a win. We can't go this month pointless. We can't do it. We'd be in massive trouble. I know we are up against the odds. I know we're up against all these squads with massive money. If you look at Arsenal and you look at this game today, Grealish 100 million, Declan Rice 100 million. Both of those players scored the winners. I understand that. That's what we're up against. But it's fine margins, and it's one or two things we improve on. Trust me, we will get points and we can be a lot better going forward. But we must sort this defensive issue out, because we are not doing it. We're not defending well enough. We just can't do it. And I feel like these boys are giving it their all, but we need to be able to adapt and help them, whether that's changing the system or bringing players in. It's a real shame that Reece Burke, with his injury record, because he massively improves the defensive line. Like the same with Osho. I'm sad that he wasn't in the game today, and Ogbeni as well. I'm gutted. Yeah, it's just those fine margins, and I really hope going forward we can try and resolve that. But like I said, we can't be going this month pointless. We need to put in a very good performance in against Bournemouth, who are on amazing form, but that form has to end. So away from home, let's try and do it. But yeah, some tough games coming up. I think Bournemouth and Sheffield United you can't lose those games. You just can't. Newcastle, Chelsea, both at home. You're gonna have to give both of those to teams a good game of football as well. So those are my thoughts. I'm just trying to be honest and not be disrespectful at all. I just think we're really close, but it just hurts so much, and we just need to improve certain aspects. But apart from those 10 minutes where we switched off, we were really good today, and that's what really frustrates me a little bit. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section of the video, and I'll see you all in the next one.